Hi guys, lesson number 8, bar chords. Bar chords are mostly used in pop and rock music, not so often in gypsy jazz, but they're very useful to learn. One of the reasons is that they will strengthen your left hand and the fingers of your left hand, and you'll get better acquainted with the which chord is on the fretboard, because they're based, the root notes of bar chords are based on the 6th string and on the 5th string also. So for example, on the 6th string, if you know your A note is on the 5th fret, this is an A major. On the 5th fret of the A string, you have a D, and this is your D minor. So, practically, these bar chords are the same as the first lesson where we learned A minor and E major. If you remember the first lesson, and if you were practicing these two shapes. Now the difference is that with the bar chord, you cannot play the first finger and third and second, but you have to use your second finger. So if you try this A minor, instead of this fingering, you put the second finger on the 1st fret here, and the 4th and 3rd finger on these two strings, on string 3 and 4. So instead of this, you're playing this. Okay? And the same with the E major. So this is the first thing that you should try to get a little bit used to. It is, I think, more difficult than this shape, but on the other hand, not really so much more, because your problem might be your pinky. You're thinking, you know, because the pinky is the weakest finger, but in this case, in this shape, the pinky is strengthened by the 3rd finger, because you're placing them together on the string, so it makes it easier. Okay, so try the A minor and the E major like this. After that, you can move to the 5th fret of the E string, of the 6th string, because here it will be easier to bar the strings. There is less resistance here in the middle of the neck than here. There is more resistance here, and it will be more difficult to press the strings on this 1st fret. So go to the 5th fret. So you're placing, you want to play an A major, let's say, because you know that A is here on the 5th fret of the E string. And then you're placing this shape, the same like the E major here, you're placing it here. So you place your 1st finger first on the root note, which you want, and then these 3, and you have an A major. Okay, and the 1st finger is actually, don't try pressing too hard, you know, panicking that the notes won't come out, because what you're actually pressing, what needs to come out, is this 5th fret on the 6th string, and also these two, the 1st and 2nd string, because the other strings are covered with these 3 fingers. So you actually need these 2, these 3. Okay? So just slowly put the fingers in place and try, you know, strum across the strings to see if every note is coming out clearly. So this is your A major. Now, an A major triad is A, C sharp, E. And in this shape, if you just lift the 2nd finger you get an A minor. So it's really easy to have the major and the minor chords, because this second finger is a C sharp in the major, and when you remove it you're left with a C, and it's the third that defines is a chord major or minor. So if it's a C sharp, which is the third of A, it's a major. If it's a C, then it's a minor. So you've got a major and a minor chord here. And then, if you know your fretboard, there are a lot of chords that you can play here. The G is here, the C is here, the D, octave E, etc. So you have major and minor chords in this option. Alright, now it's the same thing for the A string, for the fifth string. So again we're using this fingering that we had for A minor. And let's go to the fifth fret again. So this is our root, this is a D. The fifth fret on the A string is a D. And you place these three. And you have a D minor. Okay? Also E minor, F minor, and so on and so on. So with this shape you really have almost all the chords covered. So perhaps you can find the chords for a song that you like, you know, which a simpler song, maybe some rock song or pop song that has 3 or 4 chords, and then you can try to find the chords here on the fretboard, these bar chords, and you can learn the song. So with this shape you can actually play almost any song with the basic shape, just major minor. So it'll take time for your first finger to get used to this, and you will have some pain also down here in the middle part of your index finger, until that finger also gets used to and gets tougher. But this is a really important step in your learning of chords and getting acquainted with the fretboard. Guys, as always, I'm asking you to please subscribe and like and comment. So that's all for this lesson 8. In the coming lessons we will be working more on also gypsy jazz chords and jazz chords in general, which some of them are difficult shapes, but some of them are quite natural and quite easy to, you know, to grasp on the fretboard. Thank you very much. Happy trails to you. Until we meet again. Ciao.